Hi everyone, for the first lab this week we're going to be making super slime. I picked this lab because I thought it would be fun. It also gives you a chance to do a reaction that leads to a polymer. So a polymer, if you don't know, are generally large molecules that consist of a repeating unit. So in this case we're going to be taking polyvinyl alcohol, or PVA, combining it with borate, and that's going to give us this PVA borate polymer. So in general, polymers are found in all kinds of products we use every day, things like plastics. Okay, so I just want to go over a few things in the lab with you, just about the procedure in general, and hopefully it'll help you along. Okay, so the first thing, before we get into the experimental procedure, one thing I wanted to point out, because it doesn't tell you this in the procedure, but this chart, so you'll see super slime observation table, and you'll see that it has experimental procedure step 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. And what it wants you to do is, as you actually do these steps, it wants you to write in some observations here. Okay, so you're gonna want to at least make notes as you go along. If not, just go ahead and fill the table out as you go along. Okay, so I wanted to point that out so you didn't just get to the end of the lab and go, oh, I was supposed to make observations along the way. Okay, so make sure you do that. And just a few things with the procedure. So this is experiment kind of similar to the cabbage experiment, the pH experiment, in that you're going to be heating something. Okay, so let's take a look at what you actually need for the experiment. So you're going to need the PVA from your lab kit, a 250 ml beaker, 100 ml graduated cylinder, your metal spatula and scoop, a hot plate, a glass rod, a 150 ml beaker, sodium tetraborate, and a 10 ml graduated cylinder. Okay, so that's everything from your kit that you'll need. In addition to that, you'll need a towel or a mitten. That's to remove the hot beaker from the hot plate. You'll need a Ziploc bag. And if you want to give some color to your super slime, you can use some food coloring. Okay, so let's take a look at your actual procedure now. Okay, so the first thing it wants you to do is to make an aqueous solution of polyvinyl alcohol. So it wants you to stir 3 scoops of PVA into 120 ml of water in your 250 ml glass beaker. So notice here again, you're going to be using your glass beaker. So remember, you're going to be heating something, so you're going to want to use your glassware. Don't use anything that's plastic that could melt on the hot plate. Okay, and it wants you to make an observation with the mixture. Okay, and you're actually going to heat this up. So it gives you a note here that the glass beaker you're heating can get very hot. So use caution, just like you would if you were cooking. Okay, so think about, you wouldn't reach into your oven and pull out a hot pan without an oven mitt. Treat this the same. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do after you make the solution is heat your PVA solution using the hot plate. So I want you to start with the heating knob on a medium setting, and then as it starts to heat up, you'll give it a stir. And if it's necessary, you can increase or decrease the temperature of the hot plate, so just use the little knob, to better dissolve the PVA. So from this first step, you'll probably notice that it's not all dissolved. And so what we're going for in the second step with the heating is we're going to try to push that along. We're going to try to help it dissolve. Okay, so it says continue stirring until the PVA is completely dissolved. So you're going to want a colorless clear solution. So once it's completely dissolved, turn off the hot plate and remove it from the heat. So it says allow the solution to cool to room temperature. And of course, just like with the cabbage, that will take some time. So at least, probably a good 30 minutes, I would probably say. Okay, so be patient with this. Okay, so it says continue to occasionally stir the PVA solution until it has completely cooled. And I want you to make some observations. Okay, so as it's cooling, basically, every once in a while, come check on it, give it a stir, and then you can go do something else. So you could work on your homework or whatever. Just make sure that your hot plate is completely off. And I would probably just go ahead and unplug it so there's no chance that it would get kicked back on. Okay, so just wait. So you'll heat the solution, stir it, and then you'll take it off the hot plate, give it a couple stirs, let it cool, come back, stir it a little more, and just let it come all the way down to room temperature. So this next step, you can add food coloring if you would like. So if you just have some around the house or you want to make it a little more fun, you can add some food coloring. Okay, so now in a separate 150 ml beaker, I want you to make an aqueous solution of sodium tetraborate, which is also known as borax. Okay, so you're going to stir 3 scoops of borax into 120 ml of water. Okay, so it says stir the borax solution thoroughly and observe the mixture. So this borax should completely dissolve. That's what you're going for there. Okay, so it says pour all of the cooled PVA solution into a Ziploc bag and add 10 ml of the borax solution. And it says observe the mixture. It says zip the bag and knead it until the chemicals are mixed. And you should start to see it start to congeal basically and turn into slime. And it wants you to make some more observations here. And lastly, or next, it says the slime is ready. And you can just sort of play with it if you would like. And then number 9, lastly, it says complete the table. In my mind, I would probably go ahead and do this as I go along, or at least make notes, okay, so you don't forget exactly what was happening there. Okay, for waste disposal, it says it can be disposed of with normal waste, just your regular garbage. It says do not wash it down the drain. So think about it, just like you wouldn't want to pour grease down the drain, you wouldn't want to pour slime down the drain because it could clog up your pipes. So you don't want to even mix the two in the drain, I would say. Because you could lead to a bad situation there. Okay, so it says clean and dry all glassware and utensils, and of course just put them away for the future. Okay, so when you are disposing of the waste, I would definitely throw the slime itself into your regular garbage, and then if you have any leftover solutions, I would pour them one at a time down the drain, give it lots of water, and then pour the other one. I would not at all mix the two, even in the drain, because that could lead to a clog in your pipes. So you've been warned. Be careful, what you pour down your sink. Okay, let's see. Anything else in the experiment? So you have this table. You have a couple questions, and then the table, and then a few more questions at the end. And it looks like that is it. So again, if you have any problem, please let me know, and hopefully you'll have fun with this one.